Okay. So let's welcome our experience just as it appears. Sort of relax your body, notice whatever sensations in your body need to be relaxed or released. Be comfortable. And be like the wide open sky. Don't try to fix anything. And sink deeper and deeper into presence. Whatever is appearing to you, there are images on the screen. You are the peace of being, the inner tranquility. The peace shines through you. In the entire space. You are this openness, this love, this beauty. You are the totality. You are the tree, the branch, the bird, the wind, the sunshine. There's nothing separate in your experience. So there is no opposition. Nothing stands apart from you. how sweet it is to simply be without needing the past, without needing to be anybody or anything. This freshness, the freshness of being, each moment appearing freshly. And I am that. Not an object, not a thing. There are no objects or things in my reality. Just the love and the beauty, the peace, the intelligence, the wisdom. You don't need to carry the past and solve problems. Here I am, freshly, step by step, word by word, breath by breath. The inhalation at some point calls the exhalation. And the exhalation at some point makes room for the inhalation. Effortlessly. All what is needed is available. Appears to you in this moment. You simply recognize yourself as this transparent awareness. Which knows no separation. One could say it heals the impression of separation. Like the sunshine, the sunlight, it heals the darkness. But in fact, there is no darkness. It's simply the veiling of the light, which we refer to as darkness. But the light never ceases to shine. It shines as I, beingness. Before we attach to being as a body or a gender or an age to the body, beingness is the nominal reality the one reality. Our true nature is already at peace, is already the peace of being. Resisting or holding on is a result of the false belief that there is a separate character that we need to protect. In this belief, we identify with feelings and emotions. We become entangled in the feelings and the emotions, relationships. We fail to perceive that there are images on the screen, and we fail to perceive that the belief that I exist in time and space is a false belief. Notice how space appears to you. Time, daylight, nightlight appears to you. You do not exist in time and space. The recognition of I as the nominal reality reveals the freedom of being. Whenever you step away from this understanding and you go to I, somebody with a history and a story, I, the body mind, you have stepped away from the peace of being and you become entangled in the mind. So the direct pointing is the pointing to that which perceives. That which is pointing is that which is pointed to. So the direct pointing is upstream to the source, not towards an object, not towards an event, not towards an experience, not towards a body, not towards a perception, but towards the source, upstream to the source of creation, the reality of all that which is created, which is perceived. Being aware presence. Sense yourself as this aware presence. No issues, no problems. No need to define or structure your experience. Consciousness has no issues. It knows itself as I. Awareness. It knows everything as itself. The breath, the oak tree in the yard, the sound of the wind, the sensation of your feet on the ground. Images that appear, the sound of traffic. All is well in God's kingdom. Nothing lacking. Nothing in excess. The joy of being. The ease, the simplicity, the flow, and the restfulness of being. We place our hand in God's hand. And we do not let go of this lovely connection. I maintain my gaze onto God's grace. And I trust God's way. So my heart is at peace and restful. And I play in God's garden, childlike, happily. Well, if there are anything that you would like to explore, make sure you unmute your mic and you can turn on your video if you care to. So any questions?
Hi, Magdi, it's Esther.
Esther. Hello.
Good to see you. Thanks for the wonderful meditation. I thought I'd share something that happened early this morning. It was a bit of grace. Early in the morning, before I woke, I had a dream that was it initiated negative emotions. And as I woke up and got ready to start the day, those emotions remained. But it was so clear that because they were initiated by a dream, that they were totally, totally neutral and were totally empty, but yet I experienced the feeling of them. So it was a beautiful bit of grace to help me see, because I've had trouble with seeing the neutrality, feeling the neutrality of emotions, particularly negative emotions. So I just wanted to share that that experience, which was really beautiful.
Mm. Well, that's lovely. Thank you for this sharing, Esther. So there is a viewing of a certain emotion, which is basically a bodily sensation. there is a bodily sensation of a certain nature that we may view. When I say by viewing, there is both the mental viewing and there is the somatic viewing, the sensing, the feeling. So in this case, I'm talking about the viewing at the feeling level. We can experience a certain sensation that is not very pleasant due to being exposed to a certain situation or being in the proximity of a certain event, or in the case you just shared, as a result of a dream, which is not a harmonious dream. The body-mind registers that is sort of, it vibrates with its environment. It's not separate from the environment. So the dream is a sort of inner environment, the mind environment. The body vibrates with that. It sort of senses that. Now, suffering, when we talk about negative emotions, in a way we're talking about suffering. A negative emotion is a bodily sensation similar to being startled by a loud noise. The body sort of registers that sudden experience, and it's not very happy. So negative emotion is similar to experiencing, viewing a sensation at the feeling level. But in the case of a negative emotion, there is a target. There is somebody who is affected. It's not just simply that the body is resonating or expressing or vibrating at that frequency for a certain period of time. Rather, there is someone who is hurt, there is a target. And this target is simply an illusory target, which is a result of the belief that I am the body mind, that I am this person, that I am somebody that needs protection, that needs this and that, that the identification with a separate self, a separate consciousness. In some cases, you will find that you will be exposed to certain situations, certain relationships around you, or certain situations where you would feel there would be some bodily sensations that are not very sweet. But they just pass by, they have a certain time of stay, but they don't settle, they don't come and live in your house, they pass by. The negative emotions are similar to the ones that come in this sort of, occupy the guest room, They don't just pass by, like because the windows are open. No, They come and they want to cause a racket, a racket in your house, you know. And the link pin is always the same, which is the belief that I exist in time and space. The belief that I am somebody, I'm a mother, a father, a person, that I am the body, mind, some character, a character that I'm identified with. Right then and there, the sense of separation, the unhappiness is right there. So a dream appears to you like these sounds, you know, these sounds appear to you. They just appear to you. They have no significance whatsoever except for the significance that you decide to give them. They appear to you with the playing with it here a little bit, with the intention of hooking you, with the intention of maintaining you as a separate self. They want to have meaning to you as a person. What is the meaning of the sunshine or the meaning of the rain? What is the meaning of the sound of traffic? What is the meaning of gravity? What is the meaning of the breath? It's just the meaning that we give it.
Magdi, I could, in experiencing this dream and the repercussions of it, I, along with that feeling from the dream, I could feel the familiar feelings coming from the guest room, so to speak, and using that. It's almost like playing with those dream feelings and using them to hook me. But because it was a dream that initiated the whole thing, it really helped to see the emptiness and the futility of that whole games.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see the game being played there.
In a way, this is a dream too.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, we say the waking state, the dream state, the deep sleep state. This is a waking state. It's a state, a dream state. Waking dream, night dream. Yeah, that's good if you can, if it's helpful to see that, gee, you know, look at what the dream generated. It's coming from the dream. Like, consider that this waking state right now is dream, because every second it's dissolves. Every moment is dissolving into a new moment. In a way, dream is like that. It's also, everything is dissolving into the next and the next, and then you can't really catch the butterfly, you know, in the dream. There's a similar quality to the waking state, if you can sort of view it this way, that in fact in this waking state it's just this constant appearing and dissolving. So it's,
yeah, I often feel that and sense the similarity.
yes,
Yeah,
that which appears is dreamlike.
It really is.
Yeah, the only aspect of your experience that you cannot call it dream or non-dream is awareness, because it neither appears nor disappears, and yet it's undeniable. And when you contemplate awareness, you realize it's awareness that's contemplating itself. And that awareness contemplates itself, not just as knowing itself, or being aware that it is aware, but also it contemplates itself by being aware that everything is itself. In other words, that everything that I experience is not separate from myself. It's at zero distance from myself. So consciousness contemplates itself via the contemplation that I am aware. And I am aware that I'm aware. I know that I know. I know that I am, and I know that I know. But it also contemplates itself via I know that everything is myself. There is only myself, meaning that I am the only reality. At the mind level, the mind separates things, and to a certain extent it's functional. But what is dysfunctional or false in the mind's separating the world in objects is that it believes that this separation is real, that there are separate realities. In fact, you never experience anything separate in your experience. In your experience, it's always the intimacy of experience, the intimacy of being. That's the reality of your experience. That's a fact of your experience. When you take a look at your experience, you realize that you never experience anything apart from awareness, from awareness. You never do. So in your experience, there is no support for separate realities. And so that leads you to the edge of the understanding that everything is myself. Not only I is the self, but whatever everything is myself. Another way of saying it is that I, consciousness, awareness is real, and there is only one reality. We stay with that without leaving it to I am this and I am that. Just stay with that understanding. Invite that understanding to live itself. Let's say through us. Keep confirming itself. It does. It confirms itself. If you're interested, you will notice it. Consciousness is always confirming itself. It's always never hidden. It's always inviting. It's inviting itself to itself. It's inviting you to itself. You are itself. You are that. And yeah, the dream, absolutely. Dream. It's a sweet dream. It's nice when it is sweet, the dream of life. We say yes to the sweetness, and so when we say yes to the sweetness, then we do not favor the argumentative mind, the whining mind, the judging mind, evasive mind. We don't invite that because we love the sweetness, we love the harmony. This does not mean that the world is going to appear to you beautiful. Sometimes it may not. But it doesn't matter because the beauty is the beauty of consciousness. When it appears not too beautiful for you, then you manage your way around it somehow. As best we can.
I usually give that a wide berth.
Yeah.
I give those things a wide berth.
Mm-hmm.
A wide berth.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Magdi.
Okay, Esther. Lovely to see you.
Magdi.
Yes. Hola, Fernando.
There were so many beautiful moments, wonderful moments during meditation, like you said, how sweet is simply being, or when you talk about the joy and restlessness of being. It's wonderful to have that kind of experience during meditation, but can you talk about a bit about some strategies or to keep that awareness of the joy of being during the day and in our daily lives?
Yes. Well, your interest when you are interested in love and beauty, then there is a discrimination that happens in your life. You make choices of how to listen, how to respond, how to express the choices that you make, the thoughts that you entertain. There are some thoughts that are not happy. Sometimes we entertain them, sometimes we stay. Sometimes there are judgments that arise to us, or blame, or denial. They are unhappy. So because we are interested in the peace, in the freedom, in the joy, in the simplicity, in the innocence, then we're attentive. There's a certain attention. And it is easy to be simple. It is complicated to be complicated. It's easier to be simple, to be not defending. When you have to defend, you need to really think about it and have all the tools to defend and the strategy to defend, and you never know if the defense is going to work, because but it's easy to be simple, to be sincere, to be fair, to be honest, to be but it's difficult when we feel we have to defend. So what is it we are in our life? Because our life is short. Well, we can spend a lot of our life in defending. Defending, what are we defending? And the activity of defending is exhausting, is not very happy, is not peaceful. So when we get a taste of the peace, we know it because we experience it. We know that experience, and so we evaluate, we value it. Not like we are seeking, we value it. So, well, this is nice. This is happy. It's happy. And whenever you experience difficulty during the day or some unhappiness during the day, you are assuming a sense of separation. You are contracting. You're contracting as a separate whatever, you know. You're contracting. And this contraction goes hand in hand with the belief that you are preserving something important. You're trying to preserve something important. And so because we feel and we believe that we're preserving something important, we are going to do it. We're going to contract it because it's important. That's the mind state. So we need to look at that. What am I protecting that is really important? We need to look at that, because if you don't look at that, the impression that you need to protect continues. What is it that we are protecting? We're protecting myself in general, protecting myself. But what is myself? So in this moment, what is myself? So I ask, what is myself? Because I want to protect myself. It's my responsibility. But I want to know, what is this myself that I'm protecting? Mm-hmm. So when I take a look in this moment, I don't find any particular self. I find this perception. I find the breath. I find image. I find the sensations. They are constantly changing. I don't find something fixed, something solid, which I say myself. Even the image, sometimes there is an image. Even that image it keeps changing. Sometimes it's not there, sometimes it's there. So I don't find anything real to protect. So then I say, well, then what am I? Why am I protect? Why am I doing the protective steps when there isn't nobody that's really for me to protect? So why am I doing that? I realize it's an old habit from young boy or young child or whatever. And this habit, the body quickly goes, you know, it's like quickly it goes to, it's so...
It reacts immediately.
Yes. But we can see it. We can see it. Why? Because first, because it's there, it's happening. Secondly, because we are interested. We are interested in the peace and the love, in truth. We're interested in truth. So, and this interest keeps it keeps revealing more and more. It keeps revealing more and more how powerful the illusion is, but also how much it is an illusion. Like Esther was saying, it was like a dream. So we realized, oh wow, it's like some images, some thoughts, some old feelings that I want to hold on to. I want to maintain somehow. Because we are not stupid. We don't maintain things for no reason. We maintain things because we believe it's important. Because our natural tendency is to relax. That's why we go to a restaurant. We go and say, you read the menu, say, I want one of this, one of this, one of that. And they bring it to you. The only reason why we don't relax is because we feel it's important. We have to defend something. We have to achieve something, attain something for somebody, but there is not there really somebody. So, you know, there are many tools are available to you, Fernando, and they're already there. You already are aware of them. We just, when we talk together, we remind each other in a way. We remind each other, like a mirror. We mirror each other that, wait a minute, you know, our life is about celebration, joy, happiness, peace, and happiness. This does not mean there is not going to be volcanic eruptions, or there's going to be the body may get ill, etc. But happiness belongs to consciousness. It doesn't belong to the body or to the world or to it belongs to consciousness, awareness, presence. And that's the understanding about the true happiness, where happiness is and what is happiness. And happiness is the reality of consciousness, the peace, the freedom, the joy, the love. And when we speak of consciousness or awareness, we're speaking about our experience of awareness this moment. Not the sensations in the body, not the thought. It's beyond that. It's awareness is the nominal aspect, not the phenomenal aspect of our experience. It's okay to take care of the phenomenal aspect of our experience. But in talking about consciousness, in talking about happiness, in talking about intelligence, freedom, and love, we're talking about the nominal reality.
Yeah. So on the bottom line, when there is suffering, it's because there is separation.
Yes, the belief
of separation.
That right. Consciousness is a mortal body mind.
Yeah. For instance, in the morning I have meditation and I'm very peaceful, and then I go somewhere driving and there's a guy who cut me off and I start cursing. I forget everything. Yes. And then I realize, oh my God, I'm separated from that guy. I am defending, or as you said, I am protecting my personal life, my personal self, and I'm started blaming the other, and I'm defending that I am right and the other person is wrong. So I'm defending myself. So every time it happens, I need to go back to the oneness.
Consciousness is one.
Consciousness
Is one.
Yeah.
Consciousness is not two consciousness. My consciousness, your consciousness. Consciousness is one.
And something very nice that you said is that we're here just to remind us to remember, to share our strategies to deal with this in order to allow awareness to be and to be joy and happiness, what it is.
Yes. So separation is never imposed on you. It's no one who forces you to say, okay, now judge this guy, you're right, he's wrong. It's a personal choice. We choose. Because it's only I as awareness. So if there's any chooser, it's I as awareness. Choose to separate myself. But we can also choose not to. We can choose not to, especially when we understand that there is one reality. Like, consider the ocean. Ocean, some wave is big, and some wave is small. Some wave is coming in, the other wave comes over it. So is this wave a bad wave and this one is a good wave, or is this one the bad wave and the other one is? Consider that it is one movement, one flow that includes the negative and the positive. It includes, like water falls on the rocks. After a while, the rocks become grains of sand. It's part of the dynamics. The same between human beings. There is this sort of dynamic. Once you understand that, the tribe, in the old days, the tribes, when they lived in the forest, they grew to be, 100, 200 people. And they lived from the fruits and from the hunting and plant in that area. But when the tribe grew a little more by having more children, and the land was not sufficient for them to nourish them. And in the old days, they would raid other tribes. They would raid other tribes, and in order to and kill them, in order to have their plantations, their lands. This was part of the survival, part of the tribe, the tribal, So the human dynamics isn't a good guy and a bad guy. There isn't. It's all consciousness, and yet, there are dictators, and there are more human leaders. Of course, there is also the ugly and the not ugly. There's also the ugly and the not ugly, but they're both creations of the universe. So of course we don't want to give power to the dictator. We want to support the leader who has more understanding, more compassion for the people. You say, there is a discrimination, but there is an understanding that it's all part of the universal realm. So when somebody cuts you off in traffic, it's possible for you to slow down and say, oh, maybe, please go ahead. Why? Because you are bringing into the space, a positive, a helpful energy that is needed for everybody. Because isn't enough of it. But when you bring it in, it's very nice. It's contagious too. When you smile, the other person wants to smile. Is it contagious? But when you're sitting like this, everybody feels serious, somber, like that, But when you smile, people feel like they want to smile with you, you know what I mean? It's like that.
Yeah, I try to remember when something with a conflict arises, that quote that says, do I want to be happy? Or do I want to be right, or I want to be happy?
Right.
That's a very helpful, but sometimes
Yes.
I don't remember it all the time, but I try.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
And also, what is my contribution?
Mm-hmm.
What is my contribution? What am I bringing in this moment and every moment? What am I bringing in?
What is my contribution? That's very nice. Thank you, Magdi.
Okay, Fernando, lovely to see you. Okay, Claire. Any questions? Okay, well, if there are no more questions, thank you all. Very lovely to be with you. Rahul, nice to see you, Rahul. Fernando, Esther, Holger, Grace, George, Marga, Rahul, Malcolm, Frank, and Zoe. Thank you all.
Thank you, Magdi.
Thank you, Magdi.
Bye all.
Bye, everyone.